Today, 1 in 6 newlyweds marry someone outside their race. That's a steep rise since 1967, which is the year the Supreme Court legalized interracial marriage in the landmark case Loving versus the state of Virginia. But 2 decades before that, there was another forbidden love story that would test the boundaries of America's tolerance. Eleanor Powell was an African-American and a nurse during World War II, and because of her race, she pulled a second-class assignment, which was working at a German POW camp in Arizona. Army leaders put the black nurses with the POWs to avoid the risk of romance. They didn't think the prisoners would find their African-American nurses attractive. But an unlikely love story did unfold. Frederick Albert, a soldier in Hitler's army, fell in love with Eleanor. Journalist and author Alexis Clark uncovered this story, and I sat down to talk with her about her book, Enemies in Love. It's so nice to have you with me.
Thank you for having me.
So, how did they meet?
They met in the mess hall at the prisoner of war camp, and Frederick was a cook at the time, and this was during one of the lunch or dinner. And so Eleanor enters, and Frederick said that it was like he was under a spell. He approached her and said, "You should know my name. I'm the man who's going to marry you."
So you write about this in the book, and one of the things that's so strange, I mean, that's very, very romantic, but let's remember, Frederick is fighting in Hitler's army.
Correct.
And Eleanor is a black woman, and we're talking about the 1940s. So
Exactly.
sort of everything is wrong about this in every which way. Was Frederick not ideologically aligned with the Nazis?
So he just was a soldier drafted like anyone else who had to be drafted. So he didn't hold those views.
How did they grow their romance and their relationship while one is a POW and one is working under pretty not great conditions?
He was kind, and they basically started to fall in love when he volunteered in the hospital. And through their own flirtations, or sometimes he held classes, baking classes, she would attend. And he made her feel very desirable and wanted. And they actually just fell in love and then would be together in secret. But apparently, word got out that he was seeing her, and he was punished severely, beaten. So that was the irony. That really wasn't about that he was being with an American, he was being with an African American.
Once the war ended, they were able to make their relationship, I'm struggling for the word, because it's not really official, because
No,
of course
it's not.
interracial marriage would be illegal until 1967.
Correct. She becomes pregnant. And he's deported after the war ends, just like all the Germans, POWs, they're sent back. And so she returns to her native town of Milton, Massachusetts as an unwed mother, pregnant with a German prisoner of war's baby. But that was their plan because they knew he'd have a greater chance of being able to return to support his child. And that's exactly what happened.
Eventually, they moved back to Germany.
Yes, yes.
Why?
He was the son of a very prominent engineer who had a company. So he was being positioned and groomed to take over. And because they struggled for housing, to find jobs as a mixed race couple.
In the United States.
In the United States.
They thought Germany, post-World War II, post-Hitler, might be a better option.
So they moved back to Germany in his parents' large, beautiful home, and it was a terrible experience.
I was going to say, Eleanor was not welcomed by his family.
By his family, and just even the town at large, they just were so unfamiliar with blacks in general. I mean, they saw the black GIs who were, in the occupation, but as far as this white German from a very wealthy family bringing home a black wife, I mean, it was just unheard of.
The book is a great look at that chunk of time in American history. It's called Enemies in Love, a German POW, a black nurse, and an unlikely romance. Alexis Clark, so nice to have you.
Thank you so much for having me.
You bet.